Hello, and welcome to TA Productions' Top 5 Streamlined American Steam Locomotives. These are my picks for some of the most unique and extravagant steam streamliners in American history. The G1SA Streamlined Pacific. The Crusader was a passenger train that provided service between Philadelphia and Jersey City. It was owned by the Reading Railroad and started service in 1937. The two locomotives that led this train, alternating their service, were two 462 Pacifics, number 117 and 118. However, the locomotives as well as the rest of the train were covered with a sleek layer of stainless steel built by the Budd Company of Philadelphia. The silver Streamlined Pacifics also had a blue trim that matched the rest of the train. The train was dubbed the Clad in Shining Armor. The two G1SAs did not last long as they were replaced by diesels in the 1950s, and neither of them made it into preservation. The Crusader passenger service survived until the 1980s when operations ceased. The New Haven I-5. These reliable 464 streamlined Hudsons were built by Baldwin in 1937 for the New York, New Haven, and Hartford Railroad. The railroad had an aging fleet of Pacifics and they needed a new fast locomotive that could handle more passenger cars. That is where the I-5s came in. The locomotives were black with silver trim and they mostly served the Merchants Limited between New Haven and Boston, with their full power never being exploited due to the speed restrictions on the line. 10 of these locomotives numbered 1400 to 1409 were delivered to the New York, New Haven, and Hartford, and they were all retired by 1951. None survived into preservation. The K6B Streamlined Pacific. These streamlined locomotives were built to lead the Lehigh Valley's Black Diamond passenger train between New York and Buffalo. The three locomotives numbered 2089, 2093, and 2097 were originally a part of a group of 12 Pacifics built by Baldwin and Alco Brooks. Out of that group, only these three were streamlined in 1939 and 1940. They were colored red and black with an amazing streamlined design unlike any other. The steam locomotives were replaced by diesels in 1948. In 1961, as the Lehigh Valley ran into financial trouble, the Black Diamond passenger train became discontinued. The Milwaukee Road Class A. These locomotives, built by Alco in between 1935 and 1937, were made for the Milwaukee Road Hiawatha passenger train. These 442 Atlantics were built for speed. It was not uncommon to see these locomotives flying past at speeds of up to 100 miles per hour on their route between Chicago and St. Paul. On May 15, 1935, locomotive number 2 became one of the first steam locomotives to top 110 miles per hour at a speed of 112. The four locomotives, numbered 1 through 4, stayed in service even after the Milwaukee Road's new F7s were introduced, though locomotive number 3 was used for pieces to keep the others running. The others were kept in service until 1951, when they were retired and eventually scrapped. Southern Railway number 1380. This locomotive was originally built by Alco in 1923 as a 462 PS4 Pacific. The locomotive was streamlined in 1941 and was used on Southern Railway's Tennessean passenger train. The 1380 was painted the classic Southern Railway colors of green, gold, and white. It operated between Washington, D.C. and Monroe, Virginia. The Tennessean was eventually converted to diesel power and the steam locomotive was moved elsewhere on the line and was retired in 1953, never losing its streamlined appearance. It did not make it into preservation. The final run of the Tennessean passenger train occurred in 1968. Well, that was my list. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe.